Hey girls, I'm Cassandra Brooks. A lot of you girls have actually asked to see some of my recipes. So one of my favorite recipes for eating light and healthy is actually spaghetti squash. I'm going to show you how to make a great low-calorie dinner. So follow me to the kitchen. Don't be afraid. So you first of all want to start out with a spaghetti squash. Now, how you pick out a spaghetti squash is you just go to the store. Most of the supermarkets will have them. You want it to feel heavy for its size. And also you want to pick one that has a really bold, rich color and not any blemishes on it. So this is a really good one. Preheat the oven to 375. Spaghetti squashes, you can make them so many different ways. You can actually even microwave them if you wanted to, or you can boil them. I'm going to show you how to bake it, but if you wanted to microwave it, you would just pop it like this in the microwave for about 12 to 20 minutes, depending on the size. How you know it's done is you take a fork and you're going to try to pierce the outside of it. Right now you wouldn't be able to do that because it's so hard. But once you cook it, the outside of the skin is going to get a lot lighter and easier to poke. And so once you can pierce it with a fork very easily, that's how you know it's done. Same thing for boiling it. You just want to put it, boiling water on the pan, enough water that would submerge the squash, and then you boil that for about 20 minutes as well, or the same thing, you do the little fork test, and that's how you know it's done. But when you bake it, you get a really good texture, it's really delicious, but you need to cut it in half. So pretty much to do that, you need a very sharp knife. So I'm going to show you how to cut it really quick. You want to cut it lengthwise. So I like to start out from the middle because it's a little bit easier that way. So you kind of just be careful, but you kind of jam the knife in there. And then you're going to cut away from your hand. So jam it in there. Okay. If you get stuck and you're almost towards the end, you can kind of break it apart. There we go. Now, as you see, this is not the prettiest cutting job that has probably ever been done on a spaghetti squash, but that's okay. You're not going to use it for presentation. As you can see, the inside, it's got all these fibers, and it's got, you can see the seeds. They're kind of like seeds from a pumpkin. You could actually bake these and eat these as well. Right now, we just really want to get rid of this. We're not going to eat this right now for dinner, so I'm going to grab a large spoon. And I'm just going to take out all the guts. So they come out pretty easy. Just kind of like cleaning out a pumpkin, very similar. So you just press firmly with a spoon. I'm making a mess. Okay. Kind of just flip it and do it again. Do you like seeds? You can get little helpers to help clean up any messes you've made. It's going to look like that. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for the other half. So now that you have your spaghetti squash cut, you're going to want to put it on like a cookie sheet, baking sheet. And as you can see, I kind of wrapped mine in aluminum foil. That just makes the cleanup easier at the end. And what I'm going to do right now is, this is just the Pam organic olive oil spray. It's really awesome. I use it when cooking all the time. So I'm just going to spray this with that. Doesn't have to be too thick. That'll be fine. And now you just take your spaghetti squash. You want to place them upside down like that. Now, we don't want the spaghetti squash to explode in the oven. That would not be pretty. So we're going to need to just kind of make some air vents in the top of the squash. So just stab it. You can do it with a fork or a knife, whatever you feel more comfortable. Just make sure you don't, cut any fingers. That would not be good, because it's slippery squash. All right, and also if you're cooking this in the microwave, you want to do the same thing because the squash will explode, and that would be horrible to clean up as well. So once you do that, we are ready to pop it into our preheated oven, again 375 degrees, and you're gonna cook it. Move, Lucky, this is hot. Back up. Okay. You're gonna cook it for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on the size of your squash. So we pop that in there, and And then we set the timer for 45. Other sides that I like to have with this dish is I always like to cook vegetables. These are just carrots and broccoli that I have. Now the thing about steaming is it's really going to hold the flavor of the veggies. It's going to keep all the vitamins and nutrients that you want for your body. So this is a great way to cook your vegetables. Also, I know that everyone's getting on the health kick. They want to eat a lot healthier, so there's plenty of more options for you in the grocery store. You can buy bags of vegetables already pre-cut, and you can actually steam them in the bag. So if you don't have a steam cooker, that's a great option as well. So we have the squash in the oven, we have the veggies in the steamer, and now I like to make, it's kind of like a cheesy bread. I think it's a healthier version of a pizza. So pretty much I just take a multigrain bread. Now you can use any whole wheat multigrain bread that you want. I really like this brand, it's Milton's. It's a very delicious multigrain bread. I mean, just as toast alone, you don't need any spread on it. It's delicious. But anyways, we're gonna make some cheesy bread with this really quick. So I just take a couple slices, and you kind of just lay it on. Again, I use the foil over my cookie sheet. And this is the tomato or the spaghetti sauce that I like to use. Now we're gonna be using this for the spaghetti squash, and we're gonna have plenty left over, so that's why we can use it for our bread as well. So this is Classico, it's tomato and basil flavor, and it only has 50 calories per half cup, so it's really good, it goes a long way. And you just kind of spoon a little bit to cover the bread. Don't go overboard, but maybe like 2 teaspoons should be fine. It's really chunky. I love that it has tomato chunks in it. It has some bits of garlic, really delicious, some basil in there. So I'm just gonna put that on there. Now these were generous spoonfuls, as you saw. We're gonna add some shredded cheese. Now I like to use the 2% shredded cheese. This one just happens to be the Mexican 4 cheese. It was the one I have in the fridge, but really any cheese will do. The 2% is gonna be, you know, a little less calories for you. So just kind of sprinkle that on there. And I've played around with the amount of cheese that I add, and I found out with this, sometimes less is more. So don't overdo it on the cheese, just kind of sprinkle it on there. You want to be able to see some of the spaghetti sauce. And then I'm going to wait to pop these in the oven until there's about 10 minutes left on the squash, and I will just pop these in there right with it. Spaghetti squash is a great source of vitamin C, B6, potassium, and dietary fiber.
Okay, it's ready now.
I'm gonna take out the spaghetti squash, and I'm also gonna take out the bread. How yummy does that look? I just want to check the spaghetti squash. So now I'm just gonna let this cool off for a little bit, because you need to be able to hold it to scoop out the noodles, and right now it would burn my hand if I was holding it. Alrighty, so it's been, I don't know, about 10 minutes. I grabbed just a little bowl to be able to put the spaghetti squash in. Now this is really neat. The squash is still warm to the touch, so I'm going to use a towel, and I'm going to put the squash in my hand. You just kind of grip it on the sides. Now watch this, this is the neat part. You just kind of scrape the fork in there, and it'll fall out like noodles. Do you see that? Look at how much we got. We got like a whole bowl full of it. So this could be great for leftovers. You can put different sauces on it as well. But here is my meal for the evening. Now I just heated up that sauce I showed you. I heated it up in the microwave. And then that's the pizza toast that we made. That's really easy. And here are my steamed veggies. So for sensible dessert, I have these. It's a Skinny Cow. It's an ice cream sandwich. It is delicious. It doesn't taste like it's diet or anything, but it's only 140 calories per sandwich bar. So good. My meal, my dessert, that's what I'm gonna have tonight. I hope you girls enjoyed watching me cook the spaghetti squash. I hope it was easy enough. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I would be happy to share my answers with you. And if you'd like to see some more of my recipes, please feel free to let me know that as well. But I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat. Thank you for watching.